You're listening to Roots and Roofs, the podcast where we explore the remarkable journey of balancing motherhood and entrepreneurship in the real estate world. In each episode, we will uncover inspiring tales, share practical tips, engage in mindset conversations, and gain expert insights from trailblazers in the real estate industry. Whether you're a seasoned realtor, a prospective buyer, or simply curious about the dynamics of managing both home and career, this is your go-to podcast for heartfelt discussions, invaluable advice from all things entrepreneurship, motherhood, and real estate. Tune in as we discover how these incredible women are building deep roots from the ground up, all while nurturing their families under the same roof. Let's dive into today's episode. Hi friends, welcome back. If you're listening to this while driving to a showing, folding laundry, walking, sitting in your car for 5 quiet minutes before going inside, I see you. Today we're talking about consistency, not motivation, not hustle culture, not doing all of the things at one time, but the quiet, often unsexy discipline of showing up in real estate, in life, and who you are trying to become. Because consistency is the difference between wanting a life and building one. In real estate especially, we love a good overnight success story. The agent who blew up on social media, the team leader who suddenly hit 7 figures, the mom who somehow balances everything effortlessly while selling hundreds of houses a year. But what we don't see is the years of consistency behind the scenes. The daily lead follow-up when no one was answering, the open houses with zero traffic, the early mornings, the uncomfortable conversations, the routines that no one applauds. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Success is rarely about doing more. It's about doing the right things consistently, even when they're boring, even when you don't want to do them. In life and in business, we don't fail because we aren't capable. We fail because we are not consistent. So let's talk practically for a second. In real estate, consistency looks like following up even when you're tired, marketing even when deals are flowing, prospecting even when you don't feel like it, and protecting your reputation when cutting corners would be easier. Most agents don't struggle with knowledge, they struggle with the execution over time. They'll make calls for a week and then stop. They'll post content for a month and then disappear. Work hard when they're super scared, but then coast when things improve. But businesses aren't built in bursts, they're built in rhythms. Consistency compounds, just like interest, just like trust, just like confidence. And the same is true in life. We love to pray for change, but we resist the habits that create it. We pray for peace, but we overcommit. We pray for financial freedom, but we avoid discipline. We pray for stronger marriages, but we skip the hard conversations. We pray for clarity, but drown ourselves in noise. And this is where I want to say something that might be uncomfortable, but I promise you it's coming from a place of love. At some point, you have to get honest with yourself. The gap between the life you are praying for and the life you are living is almost always created by the daily habits you keep avoiding. That gap doesn't come from lack of faith. It doesn't come from lack of alignment. I want to say this very clearly. You do not drift into purpose. You do not stumble into the calling God placed on your life. You are formed slowly and consistently every single day by what you choose to allow in your life. Your calendar, your habits, your thoughts, your boundaries, your discipline. So here's the hard question, and I want you to actually sit with it. Do my daily choices agree with my prayers? Grace covers you, and grace also calls you to higher. Grace is not permission to stay stuck. Grace is an invitation to grow. Alignment is the work. Faith is shown through consistency. The life God promised is built one disciplined day at a time. Not one perfect day, one disciplined day. And another, and another, and another. So let me make this simple. Consistency is doing the basics even when you're successful, saying no to things that don't serve the season that you're in, keeping promises to yourself, and choosing long-term obedience over short-term comfort. It's not flashy, it's not glamorous, but it is powerful. And over time, it changes everything. Your confidence, your income, your peace, your legacy, all of those things are going to look completely different in 5 years if you can just stay consistent now. So if you feel behind, you're not broken. If you've been inconsistent, you're not disqualified. If you've been avoiding the basics, today is a fresh start for you. You don't need a new vision, you need new rhythms. Pick one habit, one discipline that you want to start, one daily decision that aligns with the life that you are praying for, and then show up tomorrow and the next day and the next. Because consistency doesn't just build businesses, it builds character, it builds trust, it builds the life that you've been asking God for. Thanks for being here today. If this spoke to you, please share it with someone who needs a reminder. I know we all do at some point. And remember, the work that you do today matters more than you think. Thanks so much. Thank you so much for listening to Roots and Roofs podcast today. If you loved today's episode, please let me know. I love hearing from you on Instagram and Facebook, so feel free to send me a DM or tag me in your stories so I can share it too. If you're looking for more information about today's topic, please visit my website, mahoganyacres.com, and all of the information that is listed in the show notes below. Until next time.